Kempire is brought to you by. We are so excited to announce that the Kempire After Dark, a live tour, is coming back. We are first returning to Los Angeles on November 20th at the Bourbon Room. And then we will be in London. Yes, the first international date of the Kempire After Dark live experience is coming to London, of course, because this is where it all began at our first meet and greet. On December 8th, we will be at Neon 194. This live show is presented by our friends over at AEG. So if you haven't gotten your tickets already, what are you waiting for? December is right around the corner. Every Kempire After Dark live experience is so different than the other. So make a trip, or if you live in London, come to the Kempire After Dark live experience. And just announce, Washington, D.C., we're coming back. We're coming back. Yes, we're coming back to Union Stage, Washington, D.C. Come out. Get your tickets are now available. Let's sell out all 3 shows for 2024 and the early part of 2025. We'll be in D.C. on January 24th. More information on all tour dates will be available in the description. I'll see you guys soon. You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Hello! Happy Sunday, guys. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. I appreciate you guys being here. The clocks went back an hour. How do you guys feel? So technically right now, I usually don't even do this, but I'm going to do it today. So technically it's really like 12:44, not 11:44 a.m. Okay, here in New York, but it's okay. I feel like this is the time of the year that we should all feel fully rested, right? And then we'll be really tired by the end of today. It's fine. It's fine. So happy Sunday, guys. Happy marathon, New York City Marathon Day. Yes. Congratulations to all the runners today. This is like perfect weather. We've had really warm weather this week here in New York City. So it got cool at the perfect time for the runners. So congratulations to all the runners. You guys are amazing. You're amazing. Okay. All right. Shout out to our King's Guard. Shout out to our channel members. And of course, if you want to become a member, you don't have to, but we appreciate the monthly support. Head on over to teamkempire.com/join. And of course, shout out to our subscribers. It is a subscribers only live chat. We are still celebrating over 500,000 subscribers here on the channel. All right. Yes, we're still celebrating. I think we're at 504,000 right now. So shout out to all of you. All right. If you're a new subscriber, be sure to let us know. We'd love to hear if you're a new subscriber and if this is your first time being here for our Love Marriage Huntsville recap. Today's Love Marriage Huntsville recap is brought to you by our friends over at Uncommon Goods. Look, the holidays are right around the corner. You really have only like 50-something days. I have a countdown. I don't remember what my countdown said. So you don't have a lot of time. And I know it feels like you do, but you really don't, especially if you're doing a lot of online shopping. And Uncommon Goods has something for you. Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts that spark joy, wonder, delight, and that it's exactly what I wanted feeling. They scour the globe for original, handmade, absolutely remarkable things. Somehow they know exactly the perfect gift for every single person you know. Here's a few of my favorite gifts that I found on their site. Okay, look. This is a globe. Okay, it lights up. It has a little bit of a platform. Still haven't charged my thing up yet, but they have all kinds of things there. I love the fact that this is a company that celebrates independent small businesses. If you would like to get a discount to get 50% off your next gift, head to uncommongoods.com/Kempire. That's uncommongoods.com/Kempire for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary, aren't we? Especially this cast of Love Marriage Huntsville. Okay. More information on Uncommon Goods will be available in the description. Shout out to them for sponsoring today's live recap of Love Marriage Huntsville. Okay. Winter says, laughing my you-know-what off. I was looking at the clock like, damn, it's only 9 a.m.? Yeah, because everyone feels a little energized. You got that little extra hour. I thought I might be asleep before the hour changed, but I was still up at 2 a.m. and I saw when it changed. I was like, oh. But I still went to bed. All right. How are you guys doing? How are you feeling? Did you watch Love Marriage Huntsville? I thought this was part 2 of season 8 of Love Marriage Huntsville. No. I checked on, at least on YouTube TV, they were labeling this episode in this new season as Love Marriage Huntsville season 9. episode 1. So I think it was Winter from Love Marriage DC that called this out, that own, it's not really up to Carlos, that, or maybe it is, maybe it's part of the production deal, I don't know, that they do these sort of seasons like this so they don't have to pay the people, pay the people the way that they should be paid for like a full season. I don't know if that's true, but it's giving a little shaky, because why are we all of a sudden in season 9 and we know that you guys filmed this season already for season 8? Because we're literally coming from season 8 at this cash trip into season 9. I don't know. It's giving funny. Look, it's giving funny business. And I don't know if that falls on Carlos or if that falls on Own. I think that falls on Own. Okay? But we're on season 9, or as I like to call it, season 122. Okay? Episode 1. On our latest season. Okay. Brandy says, Kempire, will you be doing recaps on Bell Collective? No. No, I just don't have the time or the energy or the interest. If I'm being honest with you, I used to recap Bell Collective. Y'all don't really show up for Bell Collective. And the last thing I want to do is add another show to my plate that I don't want to watch. Look, just saying, just letting you know. Okay, I'm not even recapping Love and Marriage Detroit. Is this still on? Don't care. Look, don't care. But I'm being honest with you. And I watched Bell Collective and recapped it from the beginning, but I'm just not interested. And I see the dentist is back. Still not interested. Unless something magically interesting happens, no. Okay, moving on. Exactly. Winter says, do a season and wrap it up. Enough with the 10 mid-season breaks. Agreed. Chronic says, it's a show behind the show. We the people know differently, and their reality is not on point. Tiffany says that Bell Collective is way better than Love and Marriage Huntsville. Well, y'all don't show up for Bell Collective when I recapped it, so I'm not going to waste my time or energy. Let's move on. Look, let's move on, okay? Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy and it's free. Let's talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. So we are continuing from season 8, episode 300, but now we're on a new season, but we're still on the same trip from season 8. It's so weird. Look, it's so weird. So at the end of last season, God, this is so confusing. At the end of last season, we had Melody and Destiny arguing on their trip in St. Thomas. And they were arguing because, you remember, Destiny brought up the whole respectful cheating conversation. We've since rewatched the clip. We kind of get what Melody was saying, but Destiny wanted to paint it in another way. So Destiny, in this particular part of the episode, gets up. So Shenita gets up. I was like, wait, bodyguard, sit down. Bodyguard, sit down. Why is Shenita getting up? Melody didn't even get up. Oh, because Shenita's the bodyguard? Okay. I was like, why is Shenita getting up? Okay. And look, Melody was not here for Destiny trying to have a moment. And look, no matter how you feel about Melody, she actually pointed out something that I noticed in this episode multiple times. Destiny trying to have a moment. And I was like, wait a minute. Not Melody being right. Because I saw it multiple times, and I'm going to point out every time I felt like Destiny was trying to have a moment. And again, Destiny knows what she's doing. I wish I had my Oscar here. I would pull it out and give it to you, Destiny, even though it wasn't that great of a performance. So she stands up, leans forward a little bit. So they thought she was going to get crunk, but she was like, I was trying to get out of here. I found it interesting that Destiny said one thing in the moment, but in her confessional, she had a different energy. We have to remember, these confessionals are filmed weeks after these scenes, sometimes months after. And God only knows with Carlos, it could be even more because these seasons are so spread out and it's been filmed already so long ago. So Destiny is saying, I still stand by what I said. In her confessional, she says, I still stand by what I said. She storms out of the room. I think it was Tisha that went to, no, was it Tisha or was it Stormi? I can't remember. I don't even care. And basically she was just like, she doesn't want to acknowledge how I feel. Okay. But she still stands in her confessional on, well, you did say that about cheat respectfully. I'm still wondering what Dr. Shenita was going to do. Dr. Shenita's a real one. She was like, you ain't going to step to my friend. Everybody needs a friend like Dr. Shenita. Like, she didn't even, Melody didn't even move. I was like, oh, okay. Destiny claims that she had to get out of the room because Melody was lying in her face in regards to the cheating respectfully conversation. All right. Melody then said something that I had to say to you guys because I thought it was hilarious. What was the Madani re grand opening? How many re's did she put on that re grand opening? Is Madani even open now? I think you guys told me it wasn't. Or we just never know when it's going to be open. It's one of those types of businesses. Look, in all fairness, there are some businesses that I know here in New York that are kind of like that. You just never know when they're going to be open. Usually it's like the Caribbean restaurants. I'm like, are you open today? Do you have any rice and peas? No, we're out of rice and peas. It's 12 o'clock. You opened at 11. We're out of rice and peas. Oh, okay, fine. Look, fine. Whatever. Okay. So she says because they replay, we're going way back, at the Madani re grand opening. And what played out there, and this is where Melody says, Destiny's always looking for a moment. And at first I was like, okay, whatever. But then I noticed Destiny in this episode alone, it was like at least 3 times. I was like, oh, this is Destiny trying to have a moment. Destiny, it's not, I'm not going to be not Team You this entire episode because there was a moment, I have your back. We're going to get there in a second. But this was also you trying to have a moment. All right. So Tisha then, when they leave this dinner, she confronts Shenita about calling her the ops. So she sort of steps to Shenita and it's in her space. I don't think this was a big deal, but we did see multiple times Dr. Shenita calling Tisha the ops. Later she wants to downplay and is like, that's just how I play. No, you weren't playing when you were calling her the ops. Especially when they replayed the amount of times that Dr. Shenita called Tisha the ops. I was like, just stand on it. But she's like, I got too much to lose. I'm not going to be arguing with someone that has nothing to lose. Tisha got stuff to lose too. All right. And mind you, I found it interesting later on when Dr. Shenita says, that's just how I play. I know she doesn't know me like that, but I thought that's how we were playing. But earlier in the episode, in this particular scene, she's like, Tisha's the messiest girl of them all. The messiest girl on this trip. So you meant what you said. You weren't joking with Tisha. I'm sure Melody told you a lot of stuff about Tisha, and that's why you call her the ops. So I found it interesting at the very beginning. You're like, oh no, she's the ops. She's the ops. And we all believed you. We didn't feel like you were joking. For you to later be like, I was joking. People that know me, that's just how I am. Look, that's just how I am. Funky says, but did Dr. Shenita lie? She is the ops. But that's the thing. We know she's the ops, but you're on a girls' trip and calling someone the ops every chance you get, especially if you don't know them, is passive aggressive. And although we feel like Tisha's the ops, you're on a girls' trip with this person. If we were on a girls' trip with Tisha, we're not going to be calling her the ops. If anything, we might say it behind her back, but we're not going to say it loud enough for her to hear. You get what I'm saying? And I get why Tisha might get annoyed by Shenita constantly like, that's the ops. Oh, here come the ops. That's annoying. That's annoying. And then for you to only come back later and be like, I was just playing. See, but that makes me look at you sideways, Shenita. Because no, she is the ops, but now all of a sudden, that's just how I play. What? Look, what? Okay, fine. So when they're having this little argument, Destiny, I'm so glad I rewatched it because I didn't see when Destiny went over to Sunny. I just remember hearing them have the conversation. Destiny goes over to Sunny because you remember during the season finale of season 8, episode 300, Destiny had pulled up the text messages from Moses that overlapped with her relationship with Sunny and Moses. So she pulls Sunny over. She's like, can we have a conversation? Another opportunity for Destiny to have a moment. I'm pointing out all the moments that Destiny tried to have in this episode. Because at first I was like, okay, I just thought Melody was saying that to say that, until I noticed it in this episode alone. Like 5 times she tried to have a moment. Because first of all, if you are not interested in having a conversation with Sunny, why are you pulling her to the side to have a moment and talk about this situation? However, I will say this though, Sunny, you were caught in a lie because you kept on saying we were not friends, we were not friends, we were not friends. Only for us in this conversation, this one-on-one between you and Destiny, well, we were getting to know each other. Which one is it? Were you friends or were you not friends? Getting to know each other? Come on. Look. Come on. I'm not one to call people friends that easily either, but you kept on saying, oh, we're not friends. We weren't friends. We weren't friends. We weren't friends. Only for us in this one-on-one conversation to be like, we were getting to know each other. Sidebar, is Moses in jail? I did hear that Moses was in jail, right? He's back in jail, right? Damn. Are we surprised? Y'all sitting here just because Moses is good looking. Can we talk and take a sidebar? Not y'all. But I feel like a lot of people let good-looking people get away with a lot. Y'all will allow people to do all the worst things in the world that you wouldn't let somebody that you don't consider good-looking get away with. And I'm not talking about, I just had that side conversation. I've seen multiple examples recently of good-looking people, and I put them in quotes because good-looking is different to everyone else. Y'all let good-looking people get away with a lot. A lot. Just saying. Anyways, Moses is back in jail, I heard. I heard that when they were on the hiatus, but I didn't care enough to Google schmoogle. Like, he's not a main character. Hey, Tiffany. Good morning. So, apparently he's back in locked up. They won't let him They won't let him out. They locked up. They won't let him out. Oh, sorry. Funky says, no, handsome. And, or not. He's a criminal. Exactly. But Jean says pretty privilege. I see it all the time. Nasser says, probation violation. He wasn't supposed to leave the state of Missouri. And he's on a reality TV show in Huntsville. Dumb. Someone told me that. Now it's coming back to me. Oh, Elsie says, come on. Elsie says, we let you get away with stuff because you're handsome. Come on. I'm sure. Look, everyone's perception of beauty is different. So I'm sure some of y'all let me get away with stuff too. What y'all let me get away with? Anyways. So it's a probation violation, Moses, because he wasn't supposed to leave the state of Missouri, but he's filming a reality show with his wife in Huntsville, Alabama. Really, sir? Dumb. Like, come on. Okay. Anyways, I've digressed. So Destiny pulls Sunny aside to basically say it hurt her when they did this relationship. She doesn't understand why Sunny would do something like this. And now you're denying being my friend. And she was like, I never said that. I said that we were getting to know each other. No, you denied being her friend. You denied, right? Didn't she? She denied being her friend. I'm just like, now I'm looking at you sideways, Sunny, but we have to remember, Sunny's a producer. Sunny's producing in this episode too. So they had this side conversation. Sunny says she wasn't trying to rub this relationship with Moses and Destiny's face. She says that she never said that they weren't cool. So weren't cool versus friends. I can understand if you're saying we were friends, we weren't best friends, but now we have in levels to the friendship. And yes, there are levels to friendships, but now we were cool, but we weren't friends and we weren't best friends. I'm trying to understand, Sunny. For me, Sunny got caught out there because this entire time in interviews, you said that we weren't friends. Now, I never said that we weren't cool. No, what if Sunny wanted to stand on business and everything that she said, what I would have said to Destiny, we weren't friends. We worked together. And because we worked together in this capacity, I know how you might think we might have been friends, but we were not friends. But no, now Sunny's saying, oh, we were cool. We were cool. We were cool. Okay. She's like, I never said that we weren't cool. So as Sonny's trying to continue the conversation so that they can have some resolution, Destiny's like, I'm done. I'm done. And this is another example of what Melody said about Destiny trying to have a moment. You went and pulled Sonny to the side to have a conversation, to have a scene, because she knows that this is one of the major storylines of the season, because she's been on reality TV for a couple of years now. So she knows what the producers are looking for. I wouldn't be surprised if a producer told her to go pull Sonny to the side. So she knows that the cameras are going to follow this conversation. She knows that the cameras don't care about Shenita and Tisha fighting, because no one cares about Tisha. Sorry, Tisha, I got to be honest. So she knows that they're not going to care about that. She's like, she pulls Sonny to the side and has this conversation. But the minute she's like, okay, I got my 5 minutes, she then mows. She's like, I don't want to hear anymore. And I'm like, there you go again, trying to have a moment, Destiny. I was like, because the conversation didn't get heated. The conversation didn't go to a place where I was like, you're walking away? No, she wanted to have the moment, the camera moment, and then she was just like, okay, I'm done. I used you for this moment. I'm done. I'm not done. She wants to have another moment a few minutes later. All right. Destiny on the way down to the stairs. Her sad... Didn't we find out Destiny's a Taurus? We found that out, right? She's a Taurus, right? Oh, Lord. Can y'all confirm? I can never remember. I don't care enough. So, okay, I'm not saying that there are people that do like Tisha. There are some of you that do like Tisha. Woo, 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 Tisha fans. What are you guys called? Espos? The Espos? Here we go, Espos. All right. So as Destiny's about to go down the stairs, she sees Melody. She sees Melody from a distance. From a distance. We all... Sorry. Yep, she sure is a Taurus. Well, she did have some Taurus traits at the dinner table. We'll get to that. So she sees Melody from a distance. As she's going down the stairs, she's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And because I do believe that Melody has a heart, because she is a water sign, she goes over to her and she hugs her. And she's like, I love you. I love you. I love you. So sad and pitiful. Yo, Destiny was like this from afar. She's like, I'm sorry. And then Melody comes and hugs her, you know. She's like, I love you. And then I forgot what she said. What did she say? Can we move forward? Something to the effect of like rekindling their friendship. And very much like a Taurus, because you know Scorpios are the sister signs to a Taurus. So very much like a Taurus, yeah, we can make peace, but I don't F with you no more. I don't. Come on. This is why when I look at Scorpios and how they move, I'm like, oh, you guys are very similar to Tauruses. Like there are some differences. You're a little more grounded, but there are some differences. But one thing I can say, when a Taurus and a Scorpio are done with you, we are done. Okay? So when Melody was hugging her, she's like, you know, I feel like we can... I forgot what she said. Something to the effect of like, we could rekindle this friendship or something like that. And she was just like, like, when she was like, in the arms of the angel. She's like, I love you. What? Come on, y'all know y'all saw that moment. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about the Real Housewives. Love Marriage Huntsville's new season. Season 9 is back. They're still on their St. Thomas trip, okay? Okay. But Melody was like, I'm not here for it, but I'll hug you. Woo, woo, woo. She did apologize to Melody, but in her confessional, she doubles down. She doubles down on, the respectful cheating and everything she said at the table. But in this moment, she's like, I'm sorry. I love you. What? But in her confessional, she's saying something else. Again, the confessionals are filmed a lot later. Who knows what has transpired since that moment and the confessional moment. Oh, yes. Thank you, Shanika. I couldn't remember what Melody said. Shanika says that, yes, Melody said, we'll talk. That is so something that I would have said too. We'll talk. We'll go down to bed. Go down to bed. Kicking it with Courtney says, season 9. Yes, girl. Season 9. I know it feels like season 15, but it's season 9 according to their math, okay? To Owen's math, to Carlos' math, okay? I couldn't. But again, Destiny wanted to have a moment. Destiny wants to secure her spot on the show. I don't remember the timeline of everything, but I don't remember if this is when Martell was almost on the outs with Carlos and the network. You remember there was a moment where people didn't think that Martell was going to come back. We didn't see Martell at all in this episode, thankfully. So it makes me wonder if she was trying to secure her spot by trying to make up with Mel during this trip. It was giving weird. She was fighting to sit next to her at the dinner table. It was giving weird energy. Like you have all this stank off the show and in your confessionals to say about Melody. And there's a lot we could say about Melody. But you guys make it so easy. When you guys are acting this way, it makes us go like, now, if we had to pick a side, we're going to pick the one that's making sense. Y'all not making any sense right now. Your behavior keeps deep. 1 minute you want to be a friend, the next minute you don't want to be a friend. It's weird. And you lose credibility because you're not consistent. None of you have been consistent. The only person that's been consistent is Melody. She consistently hates y'all. I'm lying. I'm not lying. Just saying. So think about that. I'm not sure when this was filmed. Could it have been when Martell was on the outs with the network? So Destiny saw the writing on the wall, and she's like, I need this job because the grand opening of Madani ain't gonna happen if I don't have this check. Sorry. All right. I'm having a little too much fun with this recap. See, I can't have this kind of fun with Bell Collective. Sorry, Bell Collective. Maybe next time. I can't promise you that I won't get into it later on because I used to recap it, and we had some funny kiki moments with Bell Collective too. I'm sorry, Bell Collective. I threw y'all under the bus earlier. Y'all were boring me. Sorry. All right. Happy Scorpio season. I forgot it's Scorpio season. Yep. Shout out to all the Scorpios. I don't know why I forgot it. I know so many Scorpios. Anyways. All right, moving on from that sad, pitiful moment in the hallway, okay? Destiny tells Tisha at the pool that she feels like there's still something there with Melody. Melody, in her own thing, she says, I'm not interviewing for new friends. I already knew. When she says, we'll talk, I was like, she's not trying to be friends with Destiny because she sees who Destiny is. Destiny, first of all, Scorpios are very intuitive, okay? More intuitive than us Tauruses. That's another water sign, okay? So she can already sense your BS, okay? She can already sense your BS. I love you. I wish I had got a clip of that because that was a funny part, all right? Miss Parker, happy belated birthday. 43. We look good for our ages, y'all. We taking care of our skin. Look at us. Yes, 43. Happy belated birthday. All right. Winter says it's Melody season. It's Scorpio season. Come on now. Okay, are you a Melomenter, Winter? Melometers. We're going to talk about the Melometers again because season 9, Melometers, you better ask Carlos for a check. All right. Let me move on. So the next day, the group does the ATVs. All right. Melody and that man, the island boy, Melody is not interested in that man. He's not a bad looking guy, but Melody has a type, and it's not skinny, a scrawny. Okay. So no, look, no, she just wants to have a moment too. She wants to have a moment during this trip, but because she's single, why not? I'd flirt with somebody I'm not attracted to on vacation. Why not? And if they're giving you a little bit of attention, why not? Why not? And you're filming a show? Why not? I just wish they would have gotten someone a little bit more her type. You know what I mean? But anyways, they go to do the ATVs. Fine. They go up to this beautiful spot to overlook the islands that make up St. Thomas. Beautiful. Gorgeous. So this is where they end up having some conversation. So Melody, being the producer that she is, she's definitely producing too. There are a few people producing. So she brings up Destiny. She says, we appreciate you bringing up the text messages about Moses because, and mind you, Sonny's down still waiting to come up to the top. All right. And she says, we appreciate you bringing up the messages because the messages were pretty clear what was going on in the overlap of her relationship with Sonny and Moses. Okay. Mr. Melomenter says Mel likes a more muscular man. Yeah, not even just muscular, because I think the other guy she dated, I don't know if he was muscular, but he definitely was like, just saying. Exactly. I agree, Vanessa. Island Boy is a prop. Sorry. Yeah. Look, it's okay. When you've gone on a trip, when those Island Boys are flirting with you, trying to see if you want to do a Stella got her groove back moment, you'll flirt back, but you're not going to sleep with him. Or maybe you did, because you're like, I'm on vacation. No judgments. Exactly. See, Kayan says, yeah, why not flirt? It's fun. I just wish it was somebody that we believe that she would actually be interested in. No offense to he was a cute guy, cute hair. I just didn't. I was like, that's not her type. Okay. So Melody brings up the text messages, and this is where they talk about this conversation. And Melody asked her, can you guys get along and coexist? And she was like, we can coexist if they go back to St. Louis, which I thought was funny. I thought everyone cracked up in that moment. Everyone cracked up in that moment. Yeah, we could coexist if they can go back to St. Louis. And Melody pointed out, well, they don't live in Huntsville. She's like, but they're here a lot talking about me. And they're here more now than when I was dating him. And he wasn't supposed to be here. That's why he's locked up. They won't let him out. I don't let him out and locked up. Rita, thank you so much for the super chat. Rita says, Kempire, I never watched this show, but listening in during my evening walk. Oh, what time is it there now? And managed to make me laugh out loud. Thank you. See you in London. Yes. Oh, thank you for a reminder, guys. I keep forgetting. Don't forget, I'm coming to London December 8th. But first, we're coming to Los Angeles on November 20th at the Bourbon Room. Have you gotten your tickets? And DC, y'all showing up and showing out. I just saw there's a low ticket alert for DC's meet and greets. So if you've been waiting to get your meet and greet for DC, and that's in January, you better go get your meet and greet today. Because I was like, okay, DC, y'all show love. I will come to DC. Y'all, do I need to do a second show in DC? OMG. Okay. So if you haven't gotten your tickets for our Los Angeles show, our London show, or our DC show, all the information is available in the description. If you're watching on TikTok, Twitch, or on Twitter, head on over to our IG bio and you'll be able to find ticket links there as well. All right? Or head on over to our YouTube channel. You can find links in the description. Okay, hold on. What is this? Wait, Elsie says, maybe we did sleep with Island Guy. International D doesn't count. Elsie, are you admitting something? Oh, it's 6:16 over in Germany. I need to get back to Europe. I am. Next month. Go get your tickets, guys, today. All right. Back to Love and Marriage Huntsville, guys. You're just joining us. This is our weekly recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is a season 9 premiere. Yes, we had a few weeks off, but we're still in St. Thomas. I'm not sure how that works, but we're still in St. Thomas. Okay? All right. So then, where was I? Destiny says that they're more, Moses and Sonny are more in Huntsville now than when he was dating Destiny. Okay. Melody says that Sonny and Stormi hung out, which I thought was interesting. Like, where did that come from? And Stormi was like, no, we never hung out. Was she trying to throw Stormi under the bus? Where did that come from? I never thought that Sonny and Stormi had a friendship or ties. And why did Melody say that? And Stormi was like, no, we don't. I've never hung out with her. I was like, oh. I was like, okay, fine. Destiny says she now understands. She gets emotional. Look, Tauruses can get emotional too. Do I believe that Destiny really was emotional? I think she was, but I also feel like she was trying to have a moment. She's trying to get into Melody's good graces. And she's like, but it's true. So I do feel like on some level, she was being genuine, but on another level, she was trying to have a moment and she's trying to get into Melody's good graces because now all of a sudden, because your confessionals later on, you're like different energy. In the moment though, you're like, now I can see what you were going through by what I'm experiencing on the show. I like how they break down the fourth wall too. She says that she understands Melody being reminded of her pain with Martell all the time on this show. And she starts to get a little emotional, and Melody, because Melody's a water sign, came in and hugged her. I mean, look, I think two things can be true. I can see where Destiny could be wanting to be calculated and have a moment. But I also think, exactly, Elsington says Tauruses rarely get emotional. But I do believe her emotion in this moment, but I still believe that Destiny was being strategic during this trip. I definitely feel like she was being strategic. It's also important to know your rising and your moon sign, because that might explain a little bit more about Destiny. She could have a lot of water in her chart for all we know. For all we know. But I do believe maybe because of what she's going through when it comes to her storyline with Moses and Sunny, she can finally feel like she gets where Melody was coming from, because before she didn't. And sometimes, as Melody said, until you go through it, sometimes you don't realize it. And we talked about that in so many different examples here when we're covering stories or recapping shows. Sometimes until you go through a situation, you can't see it from people's perspectives. That's why sometimes when we talk about being a parent, I'm like, I'm not a parent, so I'm not even sure what that might feel like. So, and I'm sure once you are a parent or once you are a woman or once those things just hit a little bit differently. Okay? Shout out to everyone in the live chat. We appreciate you guys. We have 600 of you watching on YouTube alone. Be sure to like the video. It's easy and it's free. We'll be dropping the call-in link for our channel members first. Shout out to our channel members. We'll be dropping the call-in link for you guys to call in and share your thoughts. Okay? All right. Let me see what else happened in this moment. Okay. So, hold on. I just want to make sure. Oh, so then they must have filmed, I'm not sure the sequence of events, but they must have filmed a separate conversation with Destiny and Melody because they end up showing it. And Destiny says that, this is the pain of I feel the pain of really losing a friendship with Melody. So they rehash some of their issues over the years. And Melody says her biggest issue with Destiny is that she's still friends with someone that has been really derogatory and, let's say it, abusive towards her. And so she's just like, I'm not in that space where I can be friends with someone that's friends with him. And I don't blame her, because not only based off the move that Destiny did on this trip by bringing up the respectful cheating and some of the things that she said, it sounds like she's being Martell's mouthpiece. I wouldn't trust you. Like, I would never trust you, because especially right in this episode alone, I feel like you're just trying to get into my good graces for your own whatever reasons. Is it to stay on the show? Is it to get dirt for Martell? I don't know, because even I don't trust her. Ooh, L. Singleton, I love your honesty. L. Singleton, who's a Taurus, he says, Kemp, I agree. I'm a Taurus. And when I know you're a Taurus, L. Singleton. When I want to manipulate my husband, I cry fake strategic tears. It works every time. Because your husband's not going to watch this recap, so you feel free admitting it here, L. Singleton. I can't say that I do that. I will say Tauruses can be manipulative in their own way, but it's not the manipulative like, some other people, like they're doing like the most darkest, disgusting things. I think we can be emotionally manipulative, i.e. L. Singleton crying fake tears. I've never done anything like that, but I guess if it works, it works. It works. All right. So Destiny and Melody go back and forth with the issues that they've had over the years, okay? And Destiny claims that because Melody has said on the show that she's a liar, that narrative has followed her into other things. Here's the thing, though, Destiny. Based off the criminal record, I mean, that alone makes us kind of like, well, is it Melody saying that you're a liar, or is it your ex? Or is it some of the things that we've seen you do on the show? You know what I mean? But she said because Melody said it has that narrative has followed her. But she also points out the whole narrative about her sleeping with Martell when she's like, I've never done that. And Melody's response was like, well, I don't know. Why do you think Melody wants to continue making Destiny look like or keep that narrative out there? Or do you believe that Melody really believes that there was a possibility? Now I'm wondering. Like, I really can't gauge, because part of me is like, okay, Melody has her ways and Melody can be a producer. So I was like, well, she could be just trying to keep that narrative out there because she doesn't like Destiny, rightfully so, because we already see Destiny always trying to have a moment. And giving one energy in front of you, liar, and then one energy in the confessional. That is the definition of a liar, because she wants to give the definition of what pimping out your daughter means. So Melody brings up the pimping out the daughter comment. I almost completely forgot that she said it to Miss Van at the Madani grand opening. I almost forgot about that. So she brings that up. She was like, so what do you mean by that? Well, so she was like, I apologize. I publicly apologize. So Melody, Destiny wanted to just get over it. But because Melody is a producer, Melody's like, but what did you mean by that? She's like, I want to apologize. I shouldn't have said that. But what did you mean by that? And then in her confessional, she says what she meant by that. She doubles down on accusing Miss Van of pimping out her daughter. Honestly, when she said it, I was like, huh? Because I don't know about you guys. Like, I can't remember every interaction between Miss Van and Melody, but I also don't think that Melody runs Miss Van. Do I think that she's probably not the typical Black mother that we see every day in regards to her relationship with her child? Probably not. But at the same time, I don't think that Melody runs Miss Van. I also don't think that Miss Van doesn't hold her daughter accountable. Look, we're only seeing their relationship on television. We haven't seen their entire relationship since Melody was a little girl. So I don't know about that. So she says that was her definition of pimping out her daughter. I was like, that is because she didn't hold her daughter accountable for you? Is pimping out your daughter? Okay, words are things. Apparently, people just use them to use them. Courtney says Kemp's melody voice. I need to work on my melody voice. I haven't done it in a couple of months, so I gotta work on it. I gotta warm it up. Hey, Samira. Samira says the confessional explanation was a lie. It was not check your daughter. She meant it as sleeping around. Destiny can never own anything. Always trying to have a moment. But you saw how she just wanted to move on. She didn't want to rehash it. She didn't want to explain what she meant by it, even though she said in her confessional, this is her definition of why. What she could have, if she really genuinely wanted to make up with Melody, what she could have said in her confessional, I shouldn't have said it. I was angry. I was upset in the moment. I shouldn't have said it. But she doubles down. She's like, well, this is what I meant. Oh, okay. Funky says Miss Van seems to be the only mama that doesn't want to be on TV. She'll film and run away. I mean, you got a point when you compare it to the other mamas on the show. I mean, and in comparison to the other mamas on the show, she seems to be the only grounded one. So we got Miss Wanda. We got Stormi's mama. What other mamas have we met on the show that have been on the show? Oh, and Martell's mom. Oh, no. Miss Van wins it all. She's mother of the year in comparison to the other mothers on the show. No, I'm not shading the other. I guess I am. Oh, goodness. So Destiny just doubles down on saying that Miss Van pimps out her daughter. I mean, look, that is quite disrespectful to say about someone's mama. Okay? Exactly. Danny said, hey, Danny. See Danny in London. Danny's got her tickets. Danny says, Destiny's confessionals show that she's not genuine. She was just there to have a moment. She was just there to have a moment. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the Kempire podcast. You can hear special episodes like this one and special episodes that we do exclusively for the podcast there. Subscribe today and help us get to 1,000 reviews on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. If you haven't given us a review yet, a 5-star review, nothing less, a 5-star review, be sure to head on over to your favorite podcast platform and give us a 5-star review and check out everything that you may have missed, okay? Vanessa says the other mom is a ghetto. Okay. Oh, Elsingerton says, no, I'm sure you're not the only one. Elsingerton says, am I wrong for missing Mama Wanda? She cracks me up. Some people don't. I mean, I think the large majority have not missed her. That's why they decided not to bring her back. Shanika says, Kemp is having a good time with this review. I have to. You guys make it fun. You guys are the only reason why I review Love Marriage Huntsville, because you know it's not my show. But I will say I'm loving them on the trip, and I'm glad that these next couple of episodes are the women on a trip, so it's really focused on them. Fine. Melody, when Destiny apologizes for the pimping out your daughter comment, and she was like, "Do you accept the apology?" She was like, "No." Like, no. I was like, "Oh, okay." Elsling says, "Do you think that they will address Kiki's death on the show?" I think they will. They did, in a way, when the episodes were airing, when it happened, they did, acknowledge her passing in just sort of like a, rest in peace, Kiki. I'm sure that they will. I'm pretty sure she was such an important part of the show. So I'm sure that they will in some shape or form. I haven't seen anything in the previews. So again, they filmed a lot of this not too long ago, or kind of long ago at this point. Oh, Dee says, "Is it me or has Kimmy completely lost her voice?" Well, we kind of see a little bit more about Kimmy. Speaking of Kimmy, we have this scene with Monster and Maurice at home. Were we just trying to fill time? We didn't need, it was a cute scene, but it was like, it felt so weird to throw it in the middle of this particular episode. Monster's getting ready for college. I don't remember when Monster became a man. He's getting ready for college. He already knows what college he wants to go to, and it's because of some girl he met on Instagram. Fine. Look. All right. I'm sure they are going to be addressing Maurice's DUI. So again, I think they probably will address the Kiki stuff of it all, because they will be talking about his DUI in season 9. Okay. All right. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. We're almost at 300 likes. Let me just drop the call-in link for members first before I forget. Let me just do that right now. Hold on, y'all. Don't have my windows open. And again, liking the video is easy. It's free, and it helps support not just my channel, but other channels that are talking about similar topics as well. All right, so let me just drop it here. All right, so if you're a member of the channel, we're dropping the call link for you guys. It's not a part of the membership, but we made it a part. And I am going to do a members only live, so stay tuned. Make sure your notifications are on. Members, we drop the call link on the community tab. Live chat, we'll drop the call link for you guys once we get to 300 likes. All right? All right. KN says, "What season again?" Season 9. We were just on season 8. What can I say? Oh, look, what can I say? I can't say anything. So we have that scene with Monster. We're talking about Monster going to college. What I will say, what I did get from the scene is to see that Monster really has a love for Kimmy. Yes, she's been around him since he was a little boy, but she taught him how to cook. He misses her, and because she will cook for him. But he's like, Maurice was like, but she taught you how to cook. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. And I've always liked Kimmy. It's just some of the things that we've seen in last season and so far in this episode. I'm just like, Kimmy, what is going on? All right. Okay. So in this next scene, Shenita apologizes to Tisha and says that, she thought it was something that they had. It was a rapport that they had. But she was like, we don't know each other, so that's probably why you got it mixed up. And Tisha was just like, well, I should have just said something to you. I should have just have told you from the jump that I didn't like it. And you know what, girl, I'm going to invite you to the next Expo with the other Expos. Whatever. Again, Shenita, you lost credibility for me in that moment, because I was just like, well, no, stand on it. You've been calling her the ops because you think that she's the ops. But I do think it was becoming annoying that you kept on saying it. We the audience know that Tisha's the ops, but why do you keep saying it? Okay. Moving on. Destiny fighting to sit next to Melody. I love that Sunny points out. Sunny basically says what I was thinking in that moment. And I was just like, yes, Sunny. What is going on with Destiny all of a sudden now following Mel like some wet puppy dog? She wants to fight. She's like, oh, you sitting in my seat to Stormi. And she's like, Stormi's like, you could have it. And Destiny goes to sit next to Melody. I'm like, okay, this is just becoming weird. But yeah. Then Sunny decides to wait. Oh no, Melody brings up first. Melody brings up Kimmy mentioning, because here go Melody producing. She was like, well, Kimmy said that she misses having the guys on the trip. And Kimmy explained, she's like, sometimes when we get into our stuff, the guys add levity, the guys add funny to the situation. And I have to agree with Melody, though, in this instance. She was like, well, we had conflict during this trip, and look at all of us getting along right now. And I was like, points are being made. Look, I like seeing some of the couples trip as well. I think both can happen. But Kimmy points out, she was just like, well, look at Melody. She's following around this island boy. We want to follow around our island boys. And I was like, this is a girls' trip. But we already remember, if you remember from last season, 300 months ago, that Kimmy was already complaining when she got there. She wanted to bring Maurice with her. Girl, she likes when she likes to do the couples trips. Girl, you just started traveling, okay, with Maurice. Okay? So they bring up that. So that was Melody producing a moment. So Kimmy had some camera time. Speaking of some camera time, where is Celie? I mean, what's her name? What is her name? Trisha. Oh. Sister, you've been on my mind, oh sister. You're two of a kind. I don't know nothing. Do. God's trying to tell you something. Sorry. Come on. She's lucky. I even brought up the fact that we have not talked about her at all in this episode. All I keep seeing is her just sitting over there smiling. Beautiful smile, though. I'll give her that. She's a beautiful smile. Beautiful skin, too. But I was just like, oh, wait a minute. She ain't said a word. Everyone else is saying a word, getting involved. And I was like, I mean, I think the rest of the season, she's going to have some stuff. We see next week they're going to have some stuff with Trisha. But, oh yeah, and Nell. But Nell started some stuff in this episode. But this entire episode, we got nothing from Trisha. You know The Color Purple is one of my all-time favorite movies, right? The movie, not the musical that came out. That was terrible. Sorry. And I love me some Fantasia. I saw her on Broadway in it. I did not like the movie adaptation. But that's my favorite movie. Anyways. Sorry. Sorry. All right, we're going to move on. Right? You two says, you're having a ball with this review. We got to. And then I'm going to go have brunch. Look. Then I'm going to go have brunch. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my Sunday. I hope you guys do the same. We only got one life to live. Oh, reminder. Today's the last day for early voting here in New York City. I don't know why they don't continue it into Monday, but it is the last day. So if you've been thinking about going to vote today as an early voter because you don't have the time on Tuesday, go vote today. Make a plan to go vote. Also, your employer has to give you an opportunity to vote on Tuesday. Go make sure that you vote. Okay? It's your voice. Okay? All right. Y'all are terrible in the chat. All right. I'm going to move on. Okay, so Sunny decides to have her moment, because don't forget, you always have to remember that Sunny was a reality TV producer. But I appreciate it. She's like, I'm going to talk to Destiny in front of the entire group. So she decides to apologize to Destiny for hurting her in any way. So she goes on this rant about apologizing. But this is where I was reminded that Destiny is a Taurus, because the facial expression, like when we just don't F with you, we're not going to give you any energy. She didn't even say, I accept the apology. She just gave her this. She was like, everyone was like, yes, Sunny, that was fabulous. Amazing. Come on. That was amazing. Everyone's so excited. Destiny's just like the, and I was like, that is such a Taurus thing. Like, if we're not feeling you, if we're not accepting your apology, we're just going to give you a look. And the look will say everything. Which is that she apologized for stealing her man. Basically. At least she apologized. You know, a lot of homewreckers do not apologize. All right? A lot of homewreckers do not apologize. All right? Agreed. The original Color Purple is iconic. Ooh, there we go. I could go watch that right now. I'm not going to, though. Maybe later. Maybe later. Guys, don't forget we will be recapping Real Housewives of Potomac tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. PST. So make sure if you enjoy content like this that you're still subscribed, because sometimes they unsubscribe you. I don't know why. And make sure that your notifications are still on. Or set a reminder for yourself. So I'm telling you now, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. That is 9:30 a.m. PST. All right? Okay. So Sunny makes this moment. Again, this is Sunny trying to have a moment. All right? So but she's a producer, so she's smart. Trisha doesn't know to do this. So Trisha just sitting there smiling the entire episode and not said one word. All we saw was Trisha in a corner. We see half of Trisha's face. Okay. Dee says Sunny's a Cancer. Yeah, calculated. The C is for calculated. Shout out to all the Cancers. Yep. Danny says that Destiny won in that regard. Moses isn't a prize. He's in jail, locked up, and they won't let him out for violating parole for going on a reality show outside the state he's supposed to be in without getting permission. Dummy. Like, I wouldn't even want to be married to someone like that. Like, my thing is, though, I wonder if Sunny asked him that question, because if I was dating somebody that was on probation, I'd be like, can you leave the state? Have you checked in with your parole officer? And then if he said, yes, I did, again, now I'll be looking at you inside, and now you're locked up. And is she pregnant? I know she was trying. Oof, a mess. A mess. Oh, okay. Shakira says, feel bad for Sunny because she's pregnant. It's like you're reading my mind. And he's locked up? Girl. Destiny did win in that regard, Danny. You're right. You're right. All right. So Destiny's not feeling the apology. She doesn't even say anything. She just gives her a look. Look. Okay. All right. Nell decides, because she's going to be her own little producer, and she brings up the Melometers. But she brings up the Melometers not in a way to be like, the Melometers come after me. It's almost in a way to defend Melody and let people know, like, Melody can't control them. Not sure how we got into that conversation. It just didn't feel like the perfect segue. But again, maybe a producer told her to bring it up. We always have to think about that element. But Destiny, despite following Melody like a wet puppy dog, says that she still feels like someone should come out and make a statement to denounce some of the Melometers' behavior. Melody says that she doesn't entertain those types of conversations. One question I do have for Melody is that have you ever denounced the Melometers, saying, if you're a fan of me, you're not bothering my castmates, you're not going to their businesses and doing things like that. If you're a fan of me, I do not approve of you doing that. Has she ever said that? I haven't seen anything. And in this moment, again, we're watching an edited show. She could have said it and they edited it out. Don't know. But in this moment, in this scene, Melody doesn't confirm, like, I have told them not to do this. She doesn't say that. What she says is that she doesn't engage. She's like, we're all on a public platform. We all receive scrutiny. Which is true. They all receive scrutiny. I do think that the fans, and I'm not going to say Melometers, I do believe that some of the fans of these shows go too far. And that goes with the Bravo universe as well. Digging up stuff, doxing people, showing up at people's businesses. And in this episode, this was the first time, because you remember in earlier episodes from season 8, episode 302, the way that Marceau and Tisha made it seem, some of their citations were because of local businesses, local people that were complaining about them, not the Melometers. However, in this episode, Tisha jumps in and she's like, the Melometers have done that. They've gone live in my establishment. And Melody's just like, who? How do you know that they're a Melometer? She's like, because they say it. Well, anybody can say that they're a Melometer. Y'all know I'm not a Melometer, but I could be like, I'm a Melometer and you're terrible. But do I believe that there are some Melometers that are doing terrible things? Yes. Do I think that some people are just doing terrible things because they're terrible people? Yes. But like I said, Beyonce, and they brought up Beyonce during this. Melody, you were in good company. They were comparing you to like a Beyonce, the Selena Gomez. I was like, oh, it's like that? The Melometers are out here like that? So, but she says, Selena Gomez, Stormi decides to chime in. And because Stormi's dealing with, remember, she was not arrested. Oh, yeah, she was arrested because of a complaint. One of the, quote, Melometers came up to her business harassing her. And I told you, I thought that was weird that anyone, Melometer or fan or whatever, or stranger coming up to your business, even if it's a public parking lot, filming, whatever, is weird. Okay. Unless it was a business where you actually were going to go do business. So Stormi is just like, she feels a little bit differently because she's dealing with that legal case. She's dealing with the Melometers, I guess, saying terrible things about her business, whatever it may be. Sidebar, Stormi, though, some of the terrible things that they said about your business, weren't they true, though? Isn't that why you brought in, what's his name? And he helped rebuild your business? Because you weren't able to fill orders and stuff like that? I'm just saying, like, some of it was true, right? But she's doing better now. Congrats to Stormi. Come on. She's killing it on TikTok. So congrats to her. One of the reasons why we even knew who she was, you guys pointed out when she was in that scene before she was on the show, like she does very well for herself in her business. And I never even heard of Stormi until you guys pointed that out. I was like, oh, okay. Then we got to learn a little bit more about her. And then we had that moment where she was like, what's up? And then, ever since then, she's been iconic in our eyes. What's up? All right. Oh, Lord. YouTube says that Mama Wanda has a YouTube channel and cussing and dragging Melody on a weekly basis. This is so weird. Look, this is so weird. I bet you wouldn't see Miss Van doing that. Miss Van's just classy. Come on. I don't know why she was messing with that man. What's his name? Maurice and Marceau's brother? I ain't gonna say his name. Don't tell me his name. It's like saying Beetlejuice. Okay. So Stormi brings up the fact, because Stormi's mother was saying a lot of derogatory things about Melody online. And she says, I stopped my mom from doing stuff like that. When there are things that are said, I will come out and publicly address them. Here's the difference, though. Stormi, you're talking about your mom, who you know personally, your mama, and addressing her versus Melody addressing people who she literally says, not Basement Billy, y'all are terrible. Y'all are a mess. There is a difference between you addressing your mom, who you personally know, versus Melody addressing people she doesn't know. And yes, maybe she's met them from them coming to events and things like that, but she doesn't know these people. She's not hanging out with these people. She's not friends with these people. But like I said, Melody, you could have protected yourself. I don't know if you've ever done this. Maybe you have. But just by coming out and just saying, I do not support bullying of any kind when it comes to my castmates or their businesses. Point blank, period. Is that going to stop the Melometers or the people pretending to be Melometers? No. But to protect yourself, Melody, because as I said before, I think it's dangerous when people come out and say it's the Melometers, the Melometers, the Melometers. I was like, well, now you're almost defaming Melody, because you're almost saying as if she's the one telling them to do it. Is she? I keep asking you guys, send me the receipts, because if she is, because I'm gonna show you the receipts. If she is doing it, we're gonna show. We're gonna be like, Melody, here it is. I see what you did here, here, and here. I still think that Melody should come out with a statement just to cover herself and just be like, I do not approve of this. Maybe she has. I haven't seen it. And when asked about it in this episode, she doesn't say it. And Stormi asked her, she's like, have you ever done that? Have you ever denounced their behavior? And Melody says, I'm not engaging. Look, I'm not engaging with that type of stuff. Okay. Tisha just decides to chime in. She says in her confession, she feels for Stormi because she's had that experience with the Melometers. Okay, Melometers. But look, here's the thing. We got a little bit of a fan base here on the channel and on other platforms. One of the things that I've always said to you guys, we don't moderate adults, but we also don't support bullying of any kind. There have been moments where people have attacked me unjustly for whatever reason, okay? Or had derogatory things to say about me. I know me, yes. However, I've always told you guys, no, because some of you's like, I'm going to go over there and talk to them. And I'm like, no, please don't. But at the end of the day, I have said that doesn't mean that some of y'all still don't be fighting in the comments over me. I appreciate you fighting, but I don't approve you guys calling up people's businesses or being disgusting or doxing people or threatening people. No, but we don't do that over here. And if we do, they're not a Kemp fan. Okay? They're not a Kempire fan. Just saying. All right. Let me take a sip. All right, live chat. I am going to drop the call link for you guys as well. So let me just do that now. We're going to take some callers. And I got to wrap this up because technically I was supposed to be done by 1 o'clock. I got to go to brunch. Look, I'm brunching on a Sunday. I deserve it. I work hard. Look, I work hard. Hey, Fem Sarah's on my TikTok chat. All right, let me close out my notes. Guys, how would you rate this week's episode of Love Marriage Huntsville from 1 to 10? I have to say I was entertained. And I'm not usually entertained by Love Marriage Huntsville. But I was entertained. I would probably give this episode an 8. I would definitely give this episode an 8. Sidebar, speaking of people that we don't know, but I think Melody's friend Lauren doesn't want to be on the show. She's another one that's not on the show, but she was on this trip. I think she purposefully wants to sort of like stand in the background. But Lauren was there too. But I can't even remember her damn name. Trisha. Lauren's name fell out my mouth and I don't even know. Look, but Trisha is actually on the cast. I think we're going to see more from Trisha because I did see that there's a lot of stuff playing out in Trisha's storyline with Marquez and her own relationship. So we will get more of Trisha, okay? We will. Dee Dee says, that's her name. She never speaks. In regards to Lauren, yeah. I don't think she wants to be on the show. That's why. All right. Let me bring... Do we have callers in the backstage? All right, hold on. If you're a member of the channel, we did drop the call-in link for you guys. A live chat. Did we just drop the call link for you guys here? Let me just make sure I did. Yes, I did. Okay. All right. Miss Bernice is backstage. You're going to bring Miss Bernice up first. Guys, remember, right, a couple of things. The opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, our sponsors, Google, YouTube. They're calling in of their own free will, and they agree not to be derogatory, use profanity, etc., etc. Okay? All right. And guys, in regards to our sponsors, everything in regards to Uncommon Goods and our shows coming up in Los Angeles, London, and DC are available in the description. Okay? All right. Excuse me. Let me bring up Miss Bernice. Miss Bernice, what did you want to share in regards to Love and Marriage Huntsville? Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio podcast. As always, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for everything Kempire Radio, head on over to KempireRadio.com.